Happy Thursday. Little watch deal is dead, so it's dim as hell. It's about to die. It's 6:16. It's snowing out, and we are back at the desk. And it's just kind of an update. I'm kind of pushing myself a little more to bring you guys some more content. What I'm doing. Big shouts to CyberDoc, bro. I appreciate all of the kind words. It means a lot. Yeah. So today, wifey, she does like the free site here in Connecticut and Enfield, and was able to get her hands on the AG V8500. It's an older receiver. I haven't researched it enough other to just see what kind of power. 130 watts times 5 at 8 ohm. I'm going to guess late 90s. I could be wrong. But I was going to wire this receiver and then run wires into the wall and then wire speakers all through the basement stuff for the other side because I want to redo the other side and whatnot. And then I got what you can't see right now, the big giant poof, which you can sort of see. It's like a huge beanbag, but that's my workshop area over there. And I took all the audio that I had out of there, sold the speakers, but I got my hands on another receiver, and I got some Polk bookshelves. Look at this receiver, probably as old as I am. But I'm going to wire up some Polks to it, find some spots for some speakers, and that should be cool. But today's video is just another update. I quickly soldered and finished what I wanted to do, and then kind of go over it. Let me use my little holder here so I can both hand it real quick, and then I think that would be cooler. So, as you know, my little test run that I did yesterday, I ended up tacoing a motor, and I don't know if I can get them out of the trash because I just tossed them. Here it is right here. Oh, damn it. There it is. If this was upstairs, man, I would have never found it, the carpet up there. So I ended up breaking focus. How about if I go like that? That's so weird. I don't understand why it doesn't do that. Anyway, so it broke the post, the center shaft there, and it snapped off. This is annoying as fuck. What's the point? Am I focused? So I was daydreaming, sort of trying to dream because I couldn't sleep, and was trying to come up with a way to swap out the motors and not rewire this thing because it's cramped and it's tiny. There we go. So what I did was I left the original wires. I just got to clean up some of the glue here that you can see. It just looks like schmeg everywhere. So to make room, I had to take these little side rails off. And now the only thing that's different here is that the strap runs through here. And I added race wire. Tiny LEDs, I believe is the brand. And as tiny as they are on everything else, they actually look big on here because this thing's so small. So what I did was I left the wires attached, ran them around where they were, and then soldered them to the points. And then obviously the motor is going to go to here. And you say, Chris, well, why would you do that? Well, if you ever break another motor, this is the easiest way to swap motors out without having to completely run around. Some builds are even crazier, regardless of being big or not. It's just a pain in the ass. So all I have to do is just snip a little bit of wire, screw them down, and then I can wire up my motors right here. And then if one breaks, I can just flip-flop and not have to unwire or take anything else apart. So I did that on the top half here, and they'll be out of the way on the front. And like I said, I took out, there's 2 screws, and then there was 2 screws underneath that. And that, where did I just put them? That's what held these in. And it's more decorative than anything else. I could probably bend it with my hand if I tried. Oh, dropped you. Oh. My bad, y'all. So yeah, that was more cosmetic, and that's why this way will work because those aren't being used. I even debated on shaving it, the little edges off, and only using one of the screws, but there's no real purpose. My strap will still go around this and go around the bigger battery. I'm going to end up using the Sherlock tape instead of the Velcro to hold it in place, and oh, there we go. So there's the bottom ones. Same thing. The way that these motors were ran, they, instead of going across and in, they kind of went down, they went underneath, they went into this little slot here, and then they came up here, which they still are. And I had enough wire, which is really cool, to do that, and that gives me plenty of room to do that, as I can either go off into the front and then down, or I got some cool ideas. I might do one wire around each side, or two and then one. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. We'll see how tight the wiring is. But it does free up a little bit of room in the back. Unfortunately, you can see some wires. I'm debating on changing out the camera. We'll see. Or the antenna. My video fail might be because the antenna's shot, or again, it's just a 25 milliwatt and I sent it farther away than I should have. So we'll find out. But this thing, it's a fun build, and it's kind of led me to, we haven't done a challenge in a while. I know it's snowing in a lot of places, but I still think it leaves room for doing a challenge, even if it's something indoors, and something along the lines of old school. And it's quickly how electronics in this hobby become old school. This is easily 3 years old, what's left of it, basically the frame and the camera now. But it's still an old school build, an old school style. And a lot of guys getting into the micros at the time that this came out, would recognize this. And so I'm kind of debating on break out the old school build, because a lot of people have walls of all their quads that they've built in their offices and their workshops and stuff. So it'd be cool to pull something off the shelf, see if it flies, and then kind of do a video on it just as a fun thing. So I think that is where I'm going to go. If you like the idea, at least let me know, and then, we'll work with it or modify it however it works. Oh, is it going to focus? Yeah, it focused. My nails are so chewed up, man. But this is the pin. I'm going to save that little cotter pin deal at the end there. I still have paint from Christian's freaking hydro dipping on my nails. It's crazy. I've scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. There's still a little bit in there. But this is crazy. I never thought this little tiny thing would have gone as far as it has. And it'll be worth it because, like I said, the fact that I can take this little guy everywhere. If I'm being an OCD prick that I am, I like hiding all the wires and not being able to see anything, which is really cool with the motor wires. I even put a little twist in them, which is tough to see. Let me see if we can see it on this side a little better. Yeah, see, it doesn't translate good through the camera. I pinned them. There we go. Pinned them and then twisted them. So when I got all this hooked up, I just twisted around once to give a little bit of tension in here to keep these in place, because there is not much room. The props spin right up against here, which is crazy. But yeah, they ain't go anywhere. The only thing I don't like I was saying, is that you can see my LED wires up here, and then for the buzzer. But I'll live with it. Unless you had plates that covered stuff like that. That's all right. This is just a beater. But yeah, I might see if anybody knows any piggyback options. Like I said, it's an all-in-one camera, and this one has video in and video out. That's how I have the OSD, which means on-screen display. So for the new guys, when you're flying, when you're looking through your goggles, this camera shows obviously what you're flying, and then you can customize the OSD so it shows my average battery voltage per cell. 1 cell, 2 cell, 3 cell, or 4. It'll just show an average, my timer, and then you can have your frequency that you're flying. So right here in the screen usually shows the frequency I'm at. I like having my timer for how long I've been flying, and that is while I'm flying, not just armed or disarmed or whatever, up, and then I put my battery voltage over here. And it's kind of gotten used to that, and it's cool because my goggles have a very large display, so it's not in my way when I'm flying. But that's it. Other thing, nice glued down capacitor. So a lot of these stacks, from what I understand, this is basically to keep, and it's kind of like the car systems, so you don't get a drop or spike in voltage, which happens a lot of times in crashes, or just if the battery goes bad or you drop a cell, it won't instantly short out everything. And I learned that lesson one time. One of the first builds I did using these newer stacks, I left out this capacitor because I didn't understand what it meant when I crashed, it shorted and it burned out the camera, the VTX, the receiver. The only thing that was left good was the stack. So yeah, it's basically a very large battery that slowly drains, so that way if there's a spike, it will keep even voltage, or if it sags too far, this will have enough to keep everything going in here until the battery responds back, and like I said, crashes and stuff like that. So yeah, it is slowly getting there. I think the motors aren't going to be here till Monday, which is kind of a bummer, because I wanted to get those done. But I can't wait. I can't wait. And then I may switch these out to black. I don't know. Because it's the only thing green left, because the whole thing was green before. All that's left now is just that. And the sides were green. The props are sort of green. I got green props that I'll try. But I'm loving the micros. I think this thing's cool. Let me know what you think. If you've ever used these before, what you think of them. Again, I believe I got them on the website, tinyleds.com. I know Race Day, one of my favorite places to get stuff from. Big supporter of them because they're fighting for our hobby. So if you're into this hobby and just starting off, or a big time spender like me, you seem like you're getting something there every other week. Race Day quads, I recommend them. They're fighting for us, and we want to show them our support because we want to save our hobby, not let the big wigs take it away from us. But on that note, let me know what you think. Stay safe and fly often. Peace out.